Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish Gaming. This is Neon. This is gaming news on Clownfish Gaming, and this is an update on the Xbox console situation. We did a video a couple days ago talking about the potential end of the console wars, as it sounded like Microsoft was going to make a lot of its exclusive games playable on other platforms, Switch and PS5, and that would essentially negate the need for Xbox to exist as a console, right? And there have been things that have been said before that this generation of Xbox is not doing very well compared to Sony, compared to the Switch, obviously, and definitely compared to gaming PCs. Most people are going to buy a gaming PC if given the choice between that and Xbox. I personally think at this point, Xbox is redundant. That is my personal feeling on it, because if you have a gaming PC, you can play pretty much everything that the Xbox can play, right? So what's the point? It's just a cheap gaming PC. That is my opinion. And we've got multiple gaming PCs that can run the game so much better than Xbox could. But people like it, and people got mad because if you're a console stan, you hate the thought of Sony or Nintendo winning. So they had to put out a statement. This was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Xbox boss shares a statement on the future of Xbox as multi-platform fears swirl. This is coming from Gaming Bible. Some fears are brewing over the future of Xbox and what the brand has in store for gamers after worrying leaks and rumors began to swirl, detailing key Xbox titles being published on Sony's platform. Given the talk bubbling up across social media, it was only a matter of time before those at Xbox put out a statement. Given that we've heard that titles such as Starfield and Gears of War could be making a move to PlayStation. Phil Spencer put out a tweet yesterday to address the rumors while managing to stir the pot further. His statement was short and sweet. We're listening and we hear you. We'll go out to the original. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week, where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. I personally think the vision for the future of Xbox is a platform like Steam, that it's going to be on multiple consoles and PCs, and that's going to be it. Xbox is basically going to be your game library that you're going to be able to, play your games like Netflix, whatever device you have that's capable of running an Xbox game. That's your Xbox right there. Because again, I personally don't see a need for it. But he's not saying they're not going to do it. He said, yeah, we understand you guys are concerned. We're gonna address it. I mean, he can't come out and say, like, yeah, you know what, we're never making another Xbox console. There's no point. Like, he can't come out and say that. And they might say, hey, we're gonna do the Xbox 720. Ha ha ha, psych. Suck it, Sony. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, so he said, let's be honest, going back to the article on Gaming Bible, let's be honest, this could mean literally anything. Spencer could walk onto a stage and say that Xbox exclusives are going nowhere, or it could be the biggest pivot gaming has ever seen, with classic and modern Xbox titles jumping to the competition. I think that's more than likely what's going to happen. Because, again, to sell your games to players, obviously they have to buy a console, and if they're not buying consoles in the numbers that they used to, you're leaving money on the table, right? Because a lot of times these gaming companies will sell the consoles at a loss. Even Sony's done it. They've sold PlayStations at a loss just to get the user base where they want it to be able to sell them games. It's like you buy a printer at Walmart and the printer's cheap, but the ink is expensive. That's kind of what we're looking at here, right? So for them, they're like, well, if everybody's already got a gaming PC and everybody's already got other consoles and everybody's already got mobile devices or whatever it is, why don't we just put Xbox everywhere, and stop making consoles? Like, we're losing money making these consoles, and we're clearly losing the console war, but we can actually lose the console war and win the bigger war. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lose the console skirmish, the console battle, but you win the bigger war. Now, this is what I think Sega thought they were going to do when they decided to get out of making consoles. And they got their teeth handed to them because the games weren't as good. But they weren't Microsoft either. Sega's nowhere near what Microsoft is. So, I don't know, guys. Pretty much everybody that owns a PC is running Windows on it. Save for a couple of you that are running Linux. Like, come on. No, I'm just saying that, like, it's like a massive opportunity. Like, oh, everybody's got a computer, multiple computers, and that computer can be an Xbox console. I mean, just business-wise, it makes sense to do it. Personally, that's my personal opinion. Yeah, so gaming as a landscape is very different now than what it was only a few years ago. That's true. Exclusives are good for business, but not for players, and recent communications from Xbox points to taking care of gamers who fork out their hard-earned cash for latest games. Now, it points to profit. It points to the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and part of that was they had to make sure that the games were also going to be available on other consoles. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, why limit yourself to just Xbox players? You know, take the games everywhere. You know, you sell your game to whoever wants to buy your game, and you're gonna make more money as long as your games are good. You know, Starfield, I'm looking at you. As long as your games are good, you'll be fine. Could Xbox say goodbye to exclusivity? It's entirely possible. After all, bringing Starfield to PlayStation would net Microsoft and Bethesda a mountain of cash. That is true, and they need it. They're laying people off. All these game companies are laying people off. So they're going to look at the bottom line and be like, yeah, it does not make sense to invest in creating another console that's going to literally be obsolete the day it comes out compared to PCs. You know, in Nintendo's case, it makes sense because they have a different demographic, right? And they've got their Nintendo exclusive games. And their games are different enough from other companies' games. It makes sense for them to have their own console, especially if it's portable. It does not make sense for Microsoft to keep everything on their console when there's this massive audience out there that they could be selling to. I'm just saying, you know. So yeah, they said the money is made in the software rather than the hardware. Sharing titles could see Xbox bring in more revenue. Absolutely, and that's what it's about at the end of the day. So see some of the replies to Phil Spencer. Stephen Ford, Phil, we love you, but great games do sell consoles. Yeah, but great games sell on multiple consoles too. You know, as long as the port's good, I guess. But Tim Dog, if you're open to it, you can come on MySpace. I'm holding afterwards. Who's this guy? This is a Chat GPT AI fan with 80,000 followers. RGT85, who I watch on YouTube. I think he's got a very good channel. If you're into retro gaming and gaming news, check him out. It says big if true. Yeah. Bringing Xbox to multi-platform will devalue the platform. Please don't. It's about selling games. It's not about the platform. Extension. What would happen if the rumors were true and Xbox P3 decided to bring all big Xbox first-party PS5? Here's my response. Oh my God, I'm not reading all that. Basically, the only people that want this are PlayStation zealots and PlayStation fanboy media. No, I think the suits probably want it too. I believe and support the Xbox brand. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, says Peter Ovo. Making Xbox Microsoft full third party will, in the long term, be worse for overall gaming. And keep in mind, I'm basically a PlayStation fanboy saying this. Competition is good. When you all compete, we win. Rich here says, I've owned an Xbox since day one in 2001, but assuming the news is true, I just don't see the point of owning an Xbox anymore. Might as well get a PS5 and just wait for the Microsoft games. So my personal opinion, I haven't purchased an Xbox since the 360 because the 360 was the last Xbox console that was worth buying for the exclusive titles, and the kids played Kinect on it quite a bit, and it was a really fun console. It was one of my all-time favorite consoles. That being said, the One didn't do it for me. The Series doesn't do it for me. We have multiple gaming PCs. I don't need an Xbox, right? I have a Switch. I play my Switch. I love my Switch. The kids each have a PS5. It's okay. I don't really play at them. I don't play PS5 very much. I almost exclusively game on PC these days, and a lot of people do. And I think they realize that, and I think they're like, you know, an Xbox is basically just a cheap-ass gaming PC that's going to be outdated as soon as it hits the store shelves. So why bother? Just my opinion. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.